So in this presentation we are going to see how we can extract the most common words that are present inside a text. Okay, so coming back to our running program of the text from Romeo that we discussed in the previous session. Okay, we can augment our program to use this technique to print the 10 most common words in the text that are used. Okay, so and we are just going to send the text name. Okay, and then we are going to check which are the words that are present inside this text which are common, okay, or which are used repeatedly. Fine. So here we have a program. Okay, we have an import string, uh, uh, and then we have a file open, okay, which we are opening this particular file, and when we have creating a empty dictionary which called as counts. So here the first part of the program which reads the file and computes the dictionary that maps each word to the count of words in the document is unchanged. But instead of simply printing out counts and ending the program, we construct a list of key value pair tuple and then sort this list in a reverse order. Since the value is first, it will be used for the comparison. If there is more than one tuple with the same value, it will look at the second element, that is the key. So the tuples where the value is the same will be further sorted by the alphabetical order of the key. At the end we write a nice for which does a multiple assignment iteration and prints out the 10 most common words by iterating through a slice of the first list. Okay, so now the output finally will be the words with the frequency analysis. Okay, so here we have the code which will sort the dictionary by value and it will print the most 10 words which are frequently used, and here we are using the code which will extract the words, lines and words from the given text and then count the words which are repeatedly used, we sort them and then we present them. Okay, we have the code for this. So I have created a file called as romeo-full.txt and I have supplied to this, and this text will have a frequency of words. So here you can see the output that 2 has 2, the word 2 is appearing twice, sequence is appearing twice, the has appeared once, talk has appeared once, sometimes has appeared once, the other 3-4 words are appearing. So these are the most 10 common words which are being used, but they are appearing and the key tells how many times they are appearing. So this is how normally we try to find the common words which are present inside the text. Okay, so this is how we present it. The next one is using tuples as keys in dictionaries. Okay, so because tuples are hashable and lists are not, if you want to create a composite key to use in a dictionary, we must use tuples as the keys. Okay, so we would encounter a composite key if we wanted to create a telephone dictionary that maps from last name, first name pair to the telephone number. So how do we do that? Assuming we have defined a variable last, first and a number, we could write a dictionary assignment statement as follows. So here we have a dictionary assignment statement, dictionary in which we have last comma first equal to a number. So the expression that is present inside a bracket is a tuple. So the expression in the bracket is a tuple. We could use tuple assignment in a for loop to traverse this dictionary. Okay, so what will happen here? For the variable last, comma first in dictionary. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign a number to those particular variable names. Okay, so print first comma last dictionary, in bracket we have last comma first. So this is a tuple. So this loop traverses the keys in dictionary. Okay, traverse the keys in the dictionary which are tuples. It assigns the element of each tuple to the last and first. It assigns each element of the tuple to the last and first. Then prints the name of the corresponding telephone number. So this is how normally we use tuples as keys in dictionaries. Okay, so tuples and dictionaries can also be used in assigning the keys. Okay, so the next part what we have is sequences, that is strings, list and tuples. Okay, so we can have a combination of strings, list and tuples. So here what we can see that in some context like a return statement, it is syntactically simple to create a tuple than a list. In other context you might prefer a list itself. If you want to use a sequence as a dictionary key, you have to use an immutable type like a tuple or a string. But if you are passing a sequence as an argument to a function, using tuples reduces the potential for unexpected behavior due to aliasing. Okay, so these are the list which are more common than tuples, mostly because they are mutable, but there are few cases where you might prefer tuples over lists. Okay, so this is all about the presentation in this class. Thank you.